Steven Spielberg is one of the most legendary filmmakers in the history of cinema. His name is synonymous with groundbreaking storytelling, iconic films, and a career that has shaped generations of filmmakers and audiences alike. For decades, actors, writers, and directors have dreamed of working alongside him, hoping to be part of the magic that turns ideas into cinematic masterpieces. To collaborate with Spielberg is, for many, the ultimate professional honor, a mark of trust, talent, and creative alignment. Yet, despite a career filled with some of Hollywood's biggest names, Spielberg recently revealed a surprising truth. There is one person he will never work with again. This isn't about talent, fame, or public perception. It's about something far more personal, a clash of values, creative differences, or a betrayal that left a lasting impression. For someone as collaborative and generous as Spielberg, saying never again is not a decision made lightly. It carries weight, history, and emotion that few outside the industry will ever fully understand. What happened behind the scenes is a story that Hollywood insiders have whispered about for years, but only now is Spielberg himself confirming the details. It's a revelation that shocks fans, intrigues the curious, and finally explains why one partnership once full of potential is forever closed. This is not just a tale of a broken collaboration. It's a glimpse into the high-stakes, emotionally charged world of filmmaking where even legends must draw boundaries. Steven Spielberg's career is nothing short of legendary. From the suspenseful thrills of Jaws to the heartwarming adventures of E.T., he has created films that define eras, influence generations, and inspire filmmakers around the world. To work with him is a dream for actors, writers, and directors alike. His sets are known for being both highly professional and creatively nurturing, where collaboration and trust form the backbone of every production. Over decades, Spielberg has built a reputation not just as a visionary, but as someone who respects talent, invests deeply in storytelling, and elevates those around him. Yet, even a filmmaker of Spielberg's caliber is not immune to professional conflict. Behind the cameras, creative partnerships are delicate and complicated. Each film involves countless decisions, pressure, and egos, and even the most experienced artists encounter clashes that leave lasting impressions. For Spielberg, one particular experience stands out as a turning point, a collaboration that, despite its potential, ultimately became a cautionary tale. It was not a question of skill, fame, or ambition, but a fundamental incompatibility in approach, values, or vision. The details of the situation have long been shrouded in Hollywood whispers, speculation, and rumors. Insiders hinted at tensions on set, creative disagreements, and moments where communication broke down. Fans, naturally, were curious. After all, Spielberg has worked with countless A-list actors and top-tier professionals. Yet only a select few have reportedly left lasting disappointments in his view. Until now, however, the reasoning behind his decision to never work with this individual again remained unspoken. A silent boundary set in the world of elite filmmaking. According to Spielberg, the moment of finality came after repeated clashes during the creative process. Filmmaking is inherently collaborative, yet it demands flexibility, patience, and mutual respect. When one party refuses to align with the vision or disregards the collaborative spirit, tension accumulates. For a director like Spielberg, whose films rely on precise timing, emotional authenticity, and technical coordination, such disruptions are not minor inconveniences. They have the power to affect entire productions. This was not a single incident, but a pattern of behavior that ultimately forced Spielberg to make a decisive choice. While many might assume that fame or ego would shield someone from repercussions, Spielberg's decision underscores a deeper principle. Respect and alignment are non-negotiable in his creative process. He has often spoken about the importance of trust, openness, and shared vision in filmmaking. A single collaboration gone wrong can leave a permanent mark if it compromises these values. In this case, the combination of repeated misunderstandings, conflicting priorities, and incompatible working styles reached a point where continuing the partnership was no longer viable. The implications of this revelation are significant, both for Hollywood insiders and for fans who follow Spielberg's work closely. It demonstrates that even in the world of dream collaborations and legendary careers, boundaries are necessary. Talent alone is not enough. Professional chemistry, shared priorities, and mutual respect are equally critical. Spielberg's statement about never working with this individual again is not vindictive, but protective. A decision to safeguard creative integrity, the well-being of his teams, and the quality of his projects. This story also sheds light on the pressures faced by those at the highest levels of filmmaking. While audiences see finished masterpieces, the reality behind the scenes is often filled with negotiation, compromise, and occasional disappointment. Directors, actors, and crew members constantly balance vision, deadlines, and personality dynamics. Even the most experienced professionals encounter situations that test patience, professionalism, and emotional resilience. For Spielberg, choosing to step away from this collaboration was an assertion of both personal and artistic boundaries, reflecting a lifetime of understanding what works and what doesn't ultimately. Spielberg's revelation reminds us that Hollywood is not just about glamour or box office numbers. It's a highly demanding, emotionally charged environment where every decision carries weight. His decision to never collaborate again with this individual is a rare glimpse into the human side of filmmaking, where even the greatest legends must protect their creative space, maintain their values, and make hard choices to ensure their vision is preserved. The story of this fallout is a testament to both the challenges and the discipline of cinematic artistry. It proves that even someone as revered as Steven Spielberg navigates obstacles, disappointment, and professional boundaries with thoughtfulness and resolve. In revealing this decision, Spielberg offers a candid insight into the high-stakes world of Hollywood filmmaking, one where vision, trust, and respect are more important than fame, and where saying never again can be the most powerful decision of all. The collaboration that led to Spielberg's firm decision began with great promise. Initially, the pairing seemed ideal. Both parties were highly skilled, experienced, and driven by a shared love for storytelling. On paper, it looked like a match destined to create cinematic magic. Early meetings were cordial, even enthusiastic, as plans were laid out and visions exchanged. Yet, as production progressed, subtle differences in approach began to surface. The kind that might seem trivial at first but can grow into significant obstacles on a high-pressure film set. Filmmaking is a delicate balance between artistry and logistics. Every scene, line of dialogue, and visual choice requires alignment between the director and collaborators. In this case, the tension arose not from incompetence or lack of preparation, but from conflicting creative instincts. Spielberg, known for his meticulous attention to detail and his focus on narrative cohesion, encountered resistance at multiple points. While he welcomed suggestions and collaboration, he also expected flexibility and trust in his leadership. The other party, however, held strong convictions about how certain elements should unfold, often clashing with Spielberg's vision. These clashes were not one-off disagreements. They compounded over time. Minor tensions, if not addressed, can escalate quickly on a set where time, budget, and morale are constantly under scrutiny. Even seasoned professionals can find it challenging to maintain harmony when creative philosophies diverge. Spielberg, accustomed to managing ensembles and ensuring that every piece of the puzzle fits seamlessly, soon realized that this was not a matter of compromise, but a persistent conflict that threatened the integrity of the project. What made the situation particularly difficult was the emotional intensity involved. Spielberg invests deeply in every project, and so do the collaborators he chooses to work with. When trust is strained, it affects not only professional decisions but also interpersonal dynamics on set. The tension was not limited to private discussions. It began to seep into daily operations, influencing tone, energy, and collaboration among the wider team. A director's environment relies on cohesion, and Spielberg recognized early that unresolved conflict could compromise the final product. The turning point came when it became clear that repeated discussions and attempts at alignment were not resolving the issues. Creative disagreements escalated into personal frustrations. Ideas that might have been negotiated calmly in the beginning had hardened into points of contention. Spielberg, who has long prided himself on his ability to guide projects with vision and empathy, faced a moment of reckoning. Continuing the collaboration risked undermining the film itself, the morale of the crew, and ultimately his own creative integrity. It was in this context that Spielberg made the decision to walk away, not impulsively, but after careful reflection. The choice to never work with this individual again was rooted in both practical and emotional considerations. Practically, it protected the quality of the work and maintained a healthy environment for the cast and crew. Emotionally, it's shaping not only the films he makes but the legacy he leaves behind. The decision to sever a professional relationship, especially in Hollywood, carries emotional weight that few outsiders fully appreciate. For Steven Spielberg, saying never again was not a casual declaration. It reflected years of experience, careful observation, and the understanding that some creative misalignments cannot be bridged. While audiences focus on the glamour of movies, the reality behind the camera often involves negotiating personalities, creative differences, and the pressure to maintain an environment conducive to excellence. In this case, the emotional stakes were high because the project itself was significant, demanding, and personal. Even seasoned professionals can feel a sense of disappointment when collaborations fail. Spielberg, who has built a career on nurturing talent and guiding projects with empathy, experienced the tension of potential unfulfilled. The initial promise of working together, the excitement, enthusiasm, and shared ideas gave way to frustration and repeated misalignment. It was not a matter of competence, but of compatibility. Creative visions, however brilliant individually, sometimes collide in ways that cannot be reconciled without compromising the integrity of the work. Public perception adds another layer of complexity. Fans, media, and industry observers often assume that high-profile collaborations are smooth or inevitable. The reality is far different. The pressure to meet expectations, maintain reputations, and deliver results can intensify conflicts. For Spielberg, who has consistently prioritized both artistic quality and professional integrity, the choice to end a collaboration was also a way of protecting everyone involved, from the cast and crew to the broader audience that trusts him to deliver excellence. Emotionally, this type of decision is taxing because it requires balancing professionalism with personal values. It is never easy to say no to someone who has talent, ambition, and a legitimate place in the industry. Yet, Spielberg's experience illustrates that boundaries are essential, even when they may disappoint others. Choosing not to work with someone again does not diminish their abilities. It reflects the need for alignment in vision, approach, and mutual respect, qualities that, when absent, can jeopardize not just the project, but the emotional well-being of everyone on set. The emotional consequences extend beyond the professional sphere. Making a public declaration about never collaborating again carries reputational risk. Hollywood is a networked industry, and decisions like this can ripple across relationships and future opportunities. Yet Spielberg's integrity and track record give weight to his judgment. He demonstrates that protecting the creative process and personal values outweighs potential backlash or misunderstanding. It is a testament to the discipline and self-awareness required to sustain a career at the highest level for decades. This revelation also underscores a deeper truth about leadership in creative fields. Directors, particularly those of Spielberg's stature, are responsible not only for the artistic outcome, but also for the emotional climate of the set. Maintaining morale, ensuring collaboration, and managing conflict are integral to success. When one collaboration becomes consistently disruptive, even the most patient leader must make a choice. For Spielberg, that choice was clear. To protect the vision, the team, and himself, the relationship could not continue. Fans may be surprised, and curiosity is natural, but it is crucial to understand the distinction between talent and compatibility. Many skilled professionals can excel in one environment, but clash in another. Spielberg's refusal to work with this individual again is not a condemnation of their abilities. It is a recognition that creative partnerships require more than skill. They require trust, shared goals, and alignment of values. This nuanced perspective is rarely discussed in public, making Spielberg's openness both revealing and educational for those who admire his work. In the end, the story of this broken collaboration is not about conflict or scandal. It is about choice, discernment, and the emotional intelligence needed to navigate high-pressure creative spaces. Spielberg's decision exemplifies how even the most iconic figures in Hollywood balance vision, integrity, and human relationships. His transparency sheds light on the invisible challenges of filmmaking, the emotional labor, the negotiation, and the courage it takes to say no when necessary. By revealing why he will never work with this individual again. Spielberg invites audiences to consider the unseen dimensions of his craft. It reminds us that success is not just about talent, awards, or recognition, but about maintaining the principles, boundaries, and emotional clarity that allow an artist to create consistently over decades. This story, layered with disappointment, professionalism, and integrity, offers a rare glimpse into the human side of one of cinema's greatest legends. Ultimately, Steven Spielberg's revelation is a testament to the challenges and responsibilities of leadership in the creative world. It illustrates that success is not merely a function of skill, fame, or opportunity. It is also about discernment, emotional intelligence, and the ability to set boundaries. Choosing never to collaborate with someone again, especially in Hollywood, is a decision that carries both weight and consequence. It is not a reaction born of anger or spite, but of a clear understanding of what is required to maintain artistic integrity and professional harmony. For Spielberg, this decision reflects decades of experience navigating the delicate balance between vision and collaboration. His films are not created in isolation. They are the product of hundreds of creative minds working together toward a common goal. When a partnership threatens that cohesion, it is not enough to tolerate differences for the sake of convenience or appearances. The emotional and practical costs can be high, from strained morale on set to compromises in the quality of the final product. Saying never again is, in this context, an act of preservation, ensuring that the standards he has maintained throughout his career are not compromised. This story also highlights the unseen pressures faced by top-tier filmmakers. The public only witnesses the polished result: the movie, the premiere, the awards. Behind the scenes, however, are long hours of negotiation, problem-solving, and delicate emotional labor. Every decision carries implications not only for the immediate project, but for professional relationships, reputation, and creative legacy. Spielberg's choice to cut ties reflects his awareness of these high stakes and his commitment to protecting both his work and the people involved in it. There is also a deeper emotional dimension to this decision. It is never easy to walk away from potential collaboration, particularly when initial interactions held promise and excitement. The disappointment of unfulfilled potential can linger, and even legends feel the weight of professional disappointment. Yet Spielberg's approach demonstrates resilience and clarity, a recognition that some challenges cannot be resolved without sacrificing either quality or well-being. It is a lesson in the courage required to make hard choices, even when they are unpopular or misunderstood. For the broader audience, this revelation offers insight into Spielberg's values. He prioritizes trust, respect, and alignment above all else. Talent alone is insufficient. Collaboration demands shared vision and mutual understanding. By choosing not to work with this individual again, Spielberg models the importance of maintaining principles, even when doing so comes at a professional cost. His decision underscores that integrity and creative alignment are paramount in sustaining a long, successful career. This story also reshapes how fans perceive Hollywood collaborations. While the glitz and glamour are visible, the real work of filmmaking involves constant negotiation, compromise, and emotional awareness. Spielberg's experience is a reminder that even the most accomplished artists encounter conflict and must exercise judgment to protect both the art and the people who help create it. His transparency about the decision to end this partnership provides a rare glimpse into the human side of the industry, showing that even legends are required to navigate difficult interpersonal dynamics. In reflection, Spielberg's choice is both personal and universal. It speaks to the importance of boundaries, the weight of professional judgment, and the courage to make decisions that may not be popular but are necessary. It also emphasizes that collaboration is a delicate art. The right people in the right context can create magic. But the wrong fit, no matter how talented, can threaten the harmony and vision essential to success. By sharing this story, Spielberg offers an instructive example of how to balance ambition, artistry, and integrity. Ultimately, this revelation adds a new layer of respect for Spielberg's career. It is not just his films that demonstrate brilliance, but also the discernment, patience, and emotional intelligence he brings to every collaboration. Saying never again is not an act of pettiness. It is a deliberate choice to uphold standards, protect creativity, and ensure that his work continues to resonate with excellence. It shows that the true mark of a legend is not only in the art they create, but also in the wisdom they exercise when deciding who is fit to walk alongside them in that creative journey. Through this rare glimpse into Spielberg's professional life, audiences are reminded that even the most celebrated figures must navigate complex human dynamics. His story teaches that suck